Today we are gonna take a look at the charm-influenced prize and reform system of the future put into a game form, a somewhat tactical first-person, cel-shaded shooter that takes roguelike elements, sci-fi motivates, and then throws in main characters that are probably using hand-drawn pictures of a shirtless Justin Bieber as crashing a gulag somewhere, and that's where the name of the games comes in. Avoid bastards. They are the irregulars, the down and outs, the prisoners, the criminals and the ruffians, the men and women that the rest of civilization cares so little about that. When their ship is late for a check-in, the two people handling the radio desk decide to just get slaughtered instead of trying to facilitate some kind of resource option, so it's up to you somewhere lost in the galaxy on a large ship space, Scooby-Dooing around a galaxy, going from other ship to ship, collecting items to fix your vessel and maybe enact some kind of release. Void Bastards is out on the 29 for 29.99 on Steam, as well as on the Xbox Game Pass system day and date for release. As always, if you liked the video, maybe subscribe. So here's my review for Void Bastards fantastic welcome art, so best places for entertainment in the future, and the virus first example of a price on reform system graphics are up first. Void Bastards is a mix somewhere between, let's say, Borderlands in the older game 13s, and it is heavy cartoon style and a mimicry of comics, has graphics with a thick black outline shader that I think is boss fighting from the aesthetic standpoint, but actually works very well to inform the gamer of a cross-sense information, which I will talk about in the sound, music and voice section. For example, when enemies are moving around the side of a room, not only can you hear them, but like a comic book, the thumbs and steps and movement sounds are actually written out in comic book font to help you locate enemies immediately. Sometimes the word, however, will appear to hidden sight an enemy is not moving, which seems a little bit odd, but it is the only one of those that do everything. Here is a very cool visual onomatopoeia. Void Bastards also guess for a really saturated, saccharine look to its graphics that matches perfectly with that comic book styling of the location and the enemies of the NPC and merges it all together. I dig the aesthetic, and it is a nice contrast to what's going on, especially when you realize you are just a man-sized snack traveling through prisoner-hungry spaceships, chomping at the bit to swallow you and take in your ship, so docking umbilical cord like a futuristic lobster beep, and there is some intelligent color work here that I like for differentiation of saying open lockers and locked cabinets and drawers. It is deceptively simple to give you information, and they play off that consistently. For example, you would get completely colorblind. Here's your main character with this only in black and white, or the first time you enter playing a pissed off Demi the White style character running around the level like for feet tall and not able to even look into windows, but now able to get to places without slowing down and crawling. The great thing about all this is also visually represented in the mugshots of the character. For the aforementioned mini-man, not even able to be seen in his prison photo for so many games, the color and the style, and I would say the overall depiction of its world, they just don't look right with different assets sometimes, and plump and pain of one another and never theming to fit, but everything in Void Bastards feels ripped out of a current comic from its main script, and the comic book issue number in the upper left, the way explosions pour out thick black line detail into the environments, which while not incredibly detailed themselves do hold up to the expectation of a playable comic book. We have seen some games really missed the mark trying to hit the living coloring book kind of feel, but Void Bastards overall never misses a beat. I feel like I do have to point out though that a couple of the weapons don't really have the graphical impact that I would have, like this laser gun and a main hand weapon in particular that are a bit mundane, especially compared to some of the other weapons you get, and it looks like they could have been maybe punched up just a bit graphically with some complexity. This to make them feel over like the others, but if you are looking for a game that maybe looks like Borderlands and has the graphical level of polish and weapons of the locations, this really does not have that. It is a bit more basic, but I think what is here tells us a very good story visually and never really misses a beat now. Speaking of missing a bit, or in this case likely not, let's talk about performance. I did not get to spend time with the Xbox version, but on the PC version, the first thing when you go into this, don't think there is gonna be a heavy of graphical options, because there are not resolution full screen basic quality with signs, frame skip, and that is about it. Thanks for watching, goodbye.